Welcome to the Rebuild podcast. I'm your host, Carmen Turner, along with my co host, Beth Borody. Hi, Beth. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good, good. Oh, I forgot to say it is launch week for the Life of a Showgirl. So
Perfect.
there's like,
Yes, 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 yes. I've watched so many people with their nails done. I had a girlfriend tell
yeah,
me that her 13-year-old daughter's asked to stay home from school for this launch. Everyone, Judah asked me this morning, he said, "Are you going to listen?" I said, "But that is what my Friday is. I'm dropping you off at school, and all I'm doing is listening to that album."
yeah,
So
like
we're
the
ready.
headphones are
Yeah,
charged. Like, just
we are
leave me
ready for
alone.
it.
And I feel like it's not going to be as we won't need the emotional support like we did for Tortured
Tortured poets,
Poets.
100%. Yeah, yeah.
But I can't wait. It's gonna be already it's much bigger than Tortured Poets, like,
hmm
looking at all the Google searches that people are doing, so I'm excited.
Yep,
It's her
I'm
time
with
to
you.
shine.
Totally, totally. And I said to my girlfriend the other day, I said, look at all of the like pandemonium that was caused by her announcing the launch of her album, let
Yeah.
alone now it's coming out. Like it's just Friday. She's just gonna smash records. I heard today that she smashed a record. She's already sold 100 million copies of the album in pre-sales, which is the highest
Mhm.
sales ever for any artist. And so she just keeps going up and up and up. And I think the reason why she's doing that is the very thing we are going to be talking about today on our
Yes.
podcast.
Yes, but before we do, can we also just talk about how she walked, because I think this is relevant. She walked away from the NFL contract
Yes.
for the halftime
Yes.
Super Bowl show.
Yeah.
And what a role model. Like, it was all lining up perfectly, like the Easter eggs that she was dropping, that she was gonna be do the show, and then she didn't get what she wanted out of the deal, which was getting paid for to do the it takes a lot of work to do that show,
100%.
and it
Yeah.
takes her time, and the NFL doesn't pay their musicians to do the halftime show because they say that the exposure in itself is worth it. And she's like, "I have enough exposure. Actually,
Most
you
popular
need
person on
me."
the planet.
Yes. Well, let's be honest, you need me. Do you
Yep.
know what I did for the NFL in the last 2
Totally.
years just for showing up at my boyfriend's games? Like,
Yeah.
no. So
Yep.
I love that. Know your worth, know your value, and stick to what, like, she for sure went in there obviously knowing, like, this is how they pitch their musicians, but this is what I want. So
Yep.
I love that.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah. I'm excited for today's show.
Now
Bringing
that
it
we have
back to
Taylor
us.
out of the way, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Back to the real stars.
Exactly. I'm excited for today because we're going to be chatting about just taking up space. And what does that mean? And I love that I'm talking to you about it because I think you just embody this so well. So
I
I'm
think we
excited.
both do. And I think that it really is something that I think we've both watched and supported each other to do more and more and more over the last few years. As we've
Mm,
kind of like gotten to our strides and our own businesses and our own like purposes and really diving into that, I feel like we both are really shining in the areas where we are choosing to show up right now. And that is all part of that building. That's all part of being in this moment of just being confident, being sure of what we have to offer, being sure of our value, and just wanting to share that more and more and more with the world.
yeah, yeah. And I think that's so true. And I guess just for context, what do we mean by taking up space? For me, it's like when you really lean into who you are, and we talked a little about this in the last episode, like, who who are you really, and how do you lean into that even more to advance your career, to earn more money, to have more impact? How is it true that when you do that, when you're in your zone of genius, there are more breadcrumbs come your way, more opportunities, and like little lights of what's going to happen next, or what is out there. It's anywhere. Taking up space for me is like not shrinking away so others feel more comfortable that you're there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I think it's also just really being comfortable in your own skin and just really knowing that you deserve to be wherever you want to be and that you can own that.
Yes.
And I think one of the things I've had this conversation a couple times with people over the last year in particular, because one of the things that I've done is I've really followed the Pamela A example of I've stopped wearing makeup. Pretty
Mm,
much 99% of the time. I show up to meetings, I show up to calls, I show up to podcast recordings, and I don't wear makeup anymore. And it's funny because last week I was in Toronto and one of the Femina members, we were doing a strategy meeting, and one of the members got our company to give us one of the boardrooms, which was super helpful because obviously when you're doing those types of meetings, it's really hard to do that in a coffee shop. You need an actual space. And so we went, and it's a pretty large company. We went up to the 70th floor of this building, and it was like immediately I felt like, well, before I even left, I knew that this is what we were doing, and I put makeup on, and because I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to show up on Bay Street, and I'm gonna have to like. What if I run into people? What if I do these sorts of things? And when I got to Toronto, this like feeling overcame me where it's almost like my brain almost clicked back into like Beth from 2023 and almost like
mhm,
clicked into this like, okay, I gotta hustle, okay, I gotta be there, like I gotta not be smiling, I gotta be like showing that I'm like powerful, this and that, whatever it may be. And I had this moment where I was like, nope, I don't want to do that. And Peggy was with me, and I said this to Peggy, I was like, I'm feeling like corporate Beth sneaked back in. And not that I
mhm,
was like this horrible person. I totally thought that I was who I was supposed to be at that time. But I was like, why did I show up to the city? Why did I put makeup on today? Why do I care? Why did I do this? And because it's this whole thing of like, I've just learned this year just how much more comfortable I am when I show up 100% authentically me and
mm.
just show up and know that like what I have to offer and who I am as a person and as a professional is more than good enough in the settings that I'm trying to influence and where I'm trying to build my business. And this whole kind of feeling of needing to fit in or needing to like act a certain persona, it just really, the light shone on that last week when I was like, wait, I didn't realize like how ingrained this still was and how like my brain was still kind of turning to it. And I don't like it. And so I
Mm.
committed to myself. I was like, next time I'm in Toronto in a couple of weeks, it's like, we're going in just as me and that's it because I just think that it's so powerful when women just show up totally themselves in whatever setting that they want to be a part of.
100%. I think it's like a little bit I've been talking to my clients about this too, about like there's a bit of corporate trauma too from
A
everything that
bit.
we've right? That
Yeah.
it's like all of a sudden it gets you out of nowhere and you're brought back to that place where like I was trying to fit in. I allowed things that I normally wouldn't allow to
Mm.
happen. I wasn't my true self. I stayed too long, like so many different traumatic memories can come back and out of nowhere, and I think that's definitely a piece of that. Um, I have been thinking about and I think that, like, this is actually the work every day that we is, like, how are you showing up? How are you showing up? It's not the strategy, it's not the list of things to do, because when you are really embodied in that frequency of who you're becoming already, and you're acting like that future version of yourself, then you figure it all out. Then you're like, "Okay, I got this. I'll figure it out," or "I know somebody else who will," or "I can learn how," right? Like, anything is possible when you're coming from that place. One of the things
And
that
that doesn't always require hard work that burns yourself out.
yes,
Like that doesn't
yes,
require just like working 24/7. Those types of breakthroughs and that type of work that you want to do can happen by slowing down and by being more in your own kind of presence and body. Right before this podcast, I went and took an hour and a half walk because it's nice and sunny and it's beautiful. And I thought, my brain's gonna have so much more like capacity for this and for like what I'm working on and all these sorts of things if I just go for a walk and just go and
mhm,
enjoy the sun. And it is that decoupling again of success isn't tied to burning yourself out. It actually should be the opposite. And women need to lean into that and understand that there's another way that things can get done.
totally. Mm, I am currently doing this program. Shout out to Lindsay Mango. She's this amazing business and life coach, and she's running this program. It's super simple. It's like an audio coaching where she just hops in a couple times a day, maybe once or twice, and has like a little brain dump, like 5 minutes or something. And it's all about how to be more yourself and earn more money, advance in your career, get what you actually want. And she had this audio drop yesterday, and I listened to it probably about 5 times because like something wasn't computing, like it wasn't landing for me. And I'm like, what is it? And the question was like, where in your life are you settling for not getting what you want? And I was like, okay, let me think about that. And it was like literally like there's like every aspect of my life I'm settling a little bit right now. Like that kind of blew my mind because I'm not used to like
Mm-hmm.
that. But and that for me is really I'm not being my true self. And it doesn't mean like not necessarily like material things, right? But things like, okay, say you do want a material thing, but how do you then create that experience even if you don't have it yet? But create that feeling because that's what goes into the frequency of you having everything you want and showing up as the person you want to be. And then the action comes, like the good ideas.
I have like two questions, well, a question and a comment on that. Do you think that when looking at those places where you feel like you're settling, that it's because of the growth that you've made? Because it's like what you have or where you are now 5 years ago would have been what you were aspiring to, but you keep growing and keep developing that now those desires keep also like you keep upping the game for yourself in like the best way possible to try and get more and more. And then the other thing coupled with that, just when you said, you create that experience now, the meditation that I did this morning was a Gabby Bernstein one, and it was all about future gratitude. So essentially being
Mhm,
grateful for what will happen like in the future, but writing it as the present. So like, I am
mhm,
so grateful that, Femina is X. I'm so grateful that I get to work with X number of women one on one. I'm so grateful that I'm generating this amount in income. And I'm so grateful that I own a mining company. Like all of those things of having that experience and being in that mindset of it's already happened. And so then allowing that to kind of bake in. But I just wonder as you were talking, because knowing you and knowing the conversations we've had over the years, you're not someone that like sits back on your heels and is just like, well, I'll just let life happen and I'll just let it go. Like you're very
yeah.
intentional and very active about the life that you're building. And so recognizing that there are these areas where you feel like you're settling, does that also couple with a growth moment for you?
Yeah, I'm definitely going through a growth moment because I think where it comes from is, as you know, I've had these pretty significant personal challenges over the last year or two, right? Like that are just kind of random that it's life. Like there is no life that does not have, circumstances that come up. And I think it's from the mindset of I can't be happy until this happens or until we get over this or until like I can't have that feeling now, or I can't do this until that. And so it's like delaying gratification, where it's like, why? Why? We can create miracles, we can create experiences today that give us that feeling, right? And I also think it's a little bit of it's too much for me to I have to like, not taking up space, like, even in my own home, like, it would be too much for me to do this, like, I have to make sure everyone else is okay, or I'm being too much, I'm asking too much, and making sure, yeah, everyone else is okay with me being that, or, like, it's just, like, yeah, that I think it's the delaying that I can't do this until that, and then yeah.
You know what's so interesting about that is that you've said the word experience and like creating that experience for others or creating that experience, making sure others are okay with kind of who you are. And I think this goes for both of us is that I would say one of our strengths is we can make very phenomenal experiences for other people. And so to hear
Mhm,
that that experience may not be being mirrored in your own life for what you're creating for you when you know how good you are at building that for other people. Like you're
mhm,
phenomenal at creating strong, like a great coaching experience for someone. You're phenomenal at like the sauna boat experiences with bringing people together. You're phenomenal when it comes to creating like strategy experiences. Like all of the things you do externally for people um, are amazing. And I would say the same thing for me. I'm very good at creating experiences for women. I'm very good at creating space. And when you flip that, then how do you give yourself that own experience?
yeah. It's
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 interesting. An
intentional.
interesting
It's
thought. Yeah.
intentional because just yes, we do that for others, and also we're human too. Like, you go through something in life and you forget about doing that yourself sometimes,
Hmm.
or it's not where you would wanna be, and that's like that is the breakthrough. So I love our podcast episodes because we can talk about our own breakthroughs in real time and then share that with
Yeah.
others, and that's when, like, the biggest change happens. And I'd say for you, I think that you right now, I love seeing you in your work because you are such a good example for modeling to others, like how you're being and like
Mm.
modeling to others, like, I am going to go first. I go first. I'm going to model it and show you guys how it's done
Yeah, I've
instead of
really
just
like blown
talking
the
about it.
walls right out, and I've been like,
Yeah.
well, we're just gonna try it
But
and see what happens.
that is what's
So
required. Like,
yeah.
I love it. I'm so sure so many great opportunities are gonna come for you. And I mean, this is a good segue to
Mm.
what do you wanna share a little bit about the exciting things happening at
Yeah.
Femina?
I really wanted to be able to chat about this today, and I think that the growth with Femina that we are having going into 2026 really comes down to this piece of me being so confident and so anchored in who I want to be as the CEO of this company and what I want this company to do. And it's receiving feedback, it's taking feedback, it's looking at our growth, it's all of those things, but really it comes down to me making the decisions that I feel are best for the company and how we're growing. And we were just this week chatting with our the smaller group of members to chat with them about the changes that we're making next year. And those changes really are to bring Femina back to those intimate cohorts of women, those small groups, having again going back to that experience piece, having a 12-month experience together that's both virtual and in person, and really watching women thrive in those closed door, closed knit circles. And it's a totally different model for Femina. We were kind of growing just in numbers and scale and locations for the sake of like, we were getting so much attention and people wanted to be involved. And it kind of got away from us a little bit. And it got away from us because it started becoming more ego than impact. And for me, that was like something that took a minute for me to really realize and really unpack. And when I brought it back to what's the impact we want to make, we automatically know that in 2026, our community will be smaller, but our community will have more impact and we will have a lot more influence on the women that we are working with. And so I'm so excited to pull it back to cohort models and so excited to pull it back into something that matters and like something that has really tangible benefits. I think myself, I'm also now working one on one with women. So this is something you pushed me to do. A coach that we both know, Meg Holiday, she has pushed me to do. And I've always said, no, I'm not a coach. I don't want to do that. I don't want to go one on one. Like, there's plenty of other people. And I finally bit the bullet because it was kind of coming at me in many different ways. And to be very honest, kind of going back to that piece of like being in the flow and like the whole thing I was chatting about last episode about meditating more, learning more about manifestation. How does that play into like a professional world, that sort of thing? One of the things is all about universal signs, right? And that you pick a
Mm.
sign and you ask the universe for that sign and you ask very specific questions. And I thought, okay, I'm going to kind of like test this and I'm going to pick a sign that's like will be so random if I do see it. And my sign I picked is a zebra. And I said, if I like see a zebra, then okay, like maybe there's something to this whole energy piece. And the other day, while I was getting ready to go into a one-on-one conversation with the woman, I asked, like I wrote in my journal as like, is this the right direction for me to go with having these one-on-one like pieces and really leaning into this? And I just left it at that. And I went downstairs and my husband was going through credit card statements like for our monthly budget. And he was sitting on the couch and he's like, so everything makes sense. Like I see kind of what we've done, blah, blah, blah. And we were chatting about it. And he goes, there's just this one expense that I have no idea what it's for. He goes, and so maybe you do. He goes, it's for the zebra store. Do you have any idea what that is? And I was like, what did you just say? And he's like, it's for the zebra store. I don't know where that is. And I was like, did you just say the word zebra? And I like was losing. And he was like, yes, do you know what this is? And my husband does not believe in any of this. Like every time I talk to
No.
him about it, he's like, okay, well, if it works for you,
Yeah.
then fine. And I was like, you just said my sign. I can't believe this. And I got so excited. And I like just again had that validation of just, this is what I'm supposed to be doing and what I have to give. I always feel like I have so much in me to give to other women. And I think that boldness that I do hold and that ability to show up in like my own skin and in my own way is different, and people want that. And so I'm just like leaning in hard to these one-on-one now and really leaning into like how do we make the best experience possible for our femina members through femina, through these one-on-one coaching pieces. And I'm just so excited for 2026 because it's come back from ego and more into impact now, and I'm really excited to root ourselves back in that environment.
I love that. I'm excited for you too. And I love that very Gabby Bernstein
Totally,
thinking.
totally, yeah,
Yeah. I mean, it's I think it's a no-brainer for you because if you think about it, like, well, we coach together, but like
yeah.
having someone that you can I wish I had someone that I could have worked with, like
Mhm.
coming up in a male-dominated industry where you want to lead so badly and you have so much to offer, but there are obvious roadblocks and barriers that you need to overcome, and just having someone be with you while you go through that is invaluable. Like you just get I've always had coaches, so I know how much it's helped.
Yeah, 100%. And I think that's totally it for me is, when I was thinking about this and I thought, what do I want to offer? It really is that career support. It's like, how are
Yeah.
you as women defining your leadership? How are you looking at the influence that you can have? How do you make sure that what you're doing feels good for you? And I've done a few things and been through a few things in my own career that I can lean on my
Mhm.
experiences and my learnings through everything I've done and I've created and I've gone through to just have women thrive, like just have them. We were talking about this, about how like hard work doesn't require burnout.
Mm.
Being fulfilled in your career doesn't require giving your full self to your job or whatever it may be, but we just don't know that. And I think there is this piece of because we aren't confident in who we are, and we feel like we can't rock the boat, because if we rock the boat,
Mm.
then we give up security and stability. And it's kind of that fear-based model. And I just want women to know that that's not the case. Like, that's not the case. And you can show up in a different way, and you can show up in a way that honors yourself and your power and your influence that works for you, that then allows
Yeah.
you to kind of figure out those next steps that you want to take.
Yeah, and I think it's like gets back to like, you go first, we go first, you model what that is, and then you bring others with you to show them that it's not the job or the company that gives them their value, like, they already are the value, they already have it. And especially in this
Exactly.
world yeah, it's and especially in this world of, like, AI,
Mhm.
like, we're becoming more dependent on, like, let's just ask AI and spit
Mhm.
something out that's like yeah, sometimes it's super, useful,
Yeah.
but also we this is the future is where you bring something to the table that the machines can't copy,
Mhm.
that they
Mhm.
can't do, which is the soft skills, right? The leadership, the coaching, the embodiment, the your personal opinion, your spin on things,
It's experience too, right? Like lived
experience.
experience
Yeah,
is not something that ChatGPT can give us
yes.
at the moment. And
Yeah,
it's like we crave that. We crave
yeah.
learning from other people.
Which comes back to are you being really you
Mhm.
too? And what do you really want? And that is like your brand. And again, like we are going to have to lean in deeper to our own personal brands if we're going to rise, lead, and kind of beat this whole AI game that's
Or
happening.
like figure out it's not I don't know if it's about beating it, but it's like really realizing how is the world changing so that the skills we're bringing
Yeah,
forward, like,
that's
we
yeah,
don't
that's
we
better
don't need
said.
to write 100-page reports anymore. We can get
No,
AI to
yeah,
do that, right? But
yeah,
we still get to be human, which AI doesn't get to do. We still get to connect with people one on one. We still get to give our
mhm,
lived experience. We still get to be connected and be human together. and let AI do all the stuff that we don't want to do, that we don't like doing.
Exactly.
Let it
Yeah.
handle that piece. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that.
When you're looking
So
for yourself, when you're looking at that authentic self for you and just kind of circling back to that realization of kind of what's going on in life, where are you with that then? Like, where does that sit? You listened to this week or yesterday, I think you said, about
mhm,
like these brain dumps. So where are you at today with that, with letting that all settle and process?
just like turning up the volume in every area of my life where I'm settling, including like what is like, okay, I like health,
Mm,
marriage, kids, um, um, career, like community, friendships, like everything that makes me me, including like what are the things that I love that I'm interested in, and like leaning into that, sharing behind the scenes of what is it like to run your own business? What does a coach do? How do I consult with companies? What am I seeing that could help clients? Like everything, just turning up the volume.
We had a little blip, but we're back. But what I was saying was this whole idea of turning up the volume that you just shared. And how do you do that when you do multiple things and you're trying to get across the value you have to people? And I thought about this yesterday because yesterday I had to do things as a CEO of Femina. I had to do things as like a one on one coach as Beth. I was helping facilitate a meeting for this women mind owned mining company. I had to take him to the dentist. I had to go and return something that didn't like fit to him. And I thought, how on earth how do I package all of this so people aren't like, what on earth does she do? Like, who is she? And that's something that I'm trying to figure out right now because I think one of the things for me to get the most enjoyment out of my life and especially like my professional career and what brings in income and all of that stuff is doing multiple things. I've never
Yeah.
been good at just doing one thing at a time. Um,
Yeah.
and it's like, then how do I turn up the volume in all of those areas without totally confusing people as to what I'm doing? Or does it even matter if I
Yeah.
confuse them? I don't know. I don't know.
I don't think I think it's just a thought that you're confusing them. That if you're
Hmm.
crystal clear on what you're doing, it'll come out. And if people have questions, they'll ask.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And it'll attract the right people. This is what I always tell myself is the right people
Yeah.
come at the right time. And so it's just a matter of that consistently showing up.
Yeah. And being
Yeah.
able to explain, like, in lots of different ways what it is that you do and what your offer is.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is a great example of how AI helps because you can put in a
Yes.
prompt into something and say, how do I explain this 5 times to give me
Yeah.
5 pieces of content? Because our social media world is crazy and demands constant
Yeah.
content being
Yeah.
pumped out. So yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So when are the changes coming?
We will be officially announcing everything kind of as publicly as we can, which is usually through our LinkedIn and email channels, the end of October.
Mhm.
So we chatted with our kind of focus group of members this week. We share everything with our larger membership base next week. And then we are giving members the opportunity to be the first ones to kind of sign into these cohorts
Mhm.
before we go to the public. We have kind of a list of women who are already interested in this, who we've kind of reached out to. By the end of October, it'll all be out. And then I think the really cool thing that then goes along with that, that we've also kicked off this week, is a rebrand of Femina. And it's from moving from Femina Collective to moving to Femina, with our collective piece being that community aspect, the investment piece being our educational courses, accredited investors, all of those sorts of things. And then the mining company, whatever we end up calling that, that'll be the mining side, but under kind of a Femina umbrella. And that was a really interesting experience for me because it is exactly where I want to go and it's exactly where I want the brand to go. But there was this like moment of sadness looking at our website and looking at what it is right now and being like this is going to go away and this is going to change, and almost like this like nostalgic kind of feeling of almost mourning what is and what's here, knowing that once we move from that it will never be that again and it will never have that same presence. And so it's that weird kind of feeling of being super excited about where we're going and also just like very grateful for what has brought us here, and knowing that now we get to put that to bed and we get to continue growing in this other
Yeah.
direction.
Yeah, totally. I
Mhm.
love that. I think I've heard that, like, there's a moment where you're kind of like all of what you're doing is this organic growth, and, like, you'll never be where you have been in the last couple of years, and, like, what's next is exciting, but, yeah, looking back at it's like the newborn era, right? Or newborn
Totally.
phase.
Totally, and it's yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Hopefully a little less chaotic, hopefully we've
Yeah.
learned some lessons, but
Yeah.
definitely that piece. But I do again, I it really does come down to this piece of just I just really love who I am right now, and I love the
Mm.
skin I'm in, and I love what I'm creating, and I love what I'm doing, and I just feel so good. And I think that that shows and what then is happening with Femina and what women it's attracting
Yeah.
into our community at this time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like, people worry so much about, like, "Oh, I don't wanna be salesy," but it's not when you go and model it first and you're doing it, that's what sells.
Yeah. Yeah. I get really tired with BD sometimes, like the sales and business development side. Like sometimes I think, "Oh my gosh, can I just have a break from selling something?" But then at the same time, I find myself naturally selling something because I'm talking to someone and all of a sudden I'm like, "Oh my gosh, you have to be involved in this thing that we
Yeah.
do because you're gonna love it and it's gonna be so good for you." Or reaching out to people and being like, "I would love to work with you because I see what you're doing and I think I have a lot of value that I can bring to you and I just want to see you thrive." And so it becomes when that sales part just becomes the passion for what I've
Mhm.
created, it makes it better. But that doesn't mean that there aren't those days when you're like, okay, where's the next
Yes.
sale getting paid from? And how are we doing this? And how are we making payroll next month? And all of those sorts of things. But I'm like,
I'm
nope,
laying the
we're,
table.
yeah,
I'm paddling.
I'm doing it. I've done it all.
Where is everyone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello. Yeah, totally. But it is, it never ceases to amaze me how the pieces do fall into place when you just give it your all and you just take that breath, take that pause and say, nope, I know that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing and we're going in the direction that we're supposed to be going.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So great. 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 Anything
Well,
else you want to share?
yeah, well, yeah, so we are about to launch our new program, which I've teased to, as I mentioned, in the spring, I had this sauna boat
Mm.
experience for 20 women came, 2 different sessions on this amazing sauna that is a boat over the ocean in the background. And basically, you cold plunge, jump into the ocean, come into the sauna, you have an experience. And the whole idea was to bring women who are in sustainability or impact careers, who want to make a difference, who are leading their industry, just to give them a moment to pour into themselves and
Mm-hmm.
connect with each other and, like, break away from the usual wine and cheese networking, but actually have something that's going to pour into them and also have meaningful discussions. And, like, the conversations that came from those women on the boat was just like, I still hear about it today. Like, some of them said it was the best evening of the year for them. And I just was like,
Can
so
I
excited.
can I tell you that it was one of the women on that boat that got me into meditation and manifesting after that night that I
Really?
came into? Yes,
Okay.
she was the one. And then in an hour after we wrap up this recording, I'm speaking to another woman from that boat night. And we are
That's
connecting
amazing.
and chatting. And it's all because when it was because of that. It was because of hanging out on the sauna and cruising around on the ocean together.
Yeah, I love that. So I have been thinking about, like, how do I do, like, building community for women in this industry, in sustainability and impact careers. Like, we have women in the natural resource sector, women in banking, women in apparel, like all different sorts of industries coming. And just going through my own transformations. And there's always been a moment where there's like a thought change or a shift. And then it's like, bam, a whole door's open, things shift, and then like new ideas come. And it's like a noticeable moment in time where it's like, watch out. I I'm taking accountability for everything in my life and the results that I want to get. And that's like the gets you to the next level. So, and I've had this process that I've used like time and time over and over again. And often when I'm going like struggling through something, and then I know that like a quantum leap is coming, it's like before the leap. So I'm like, and I've been teaching this with my private clients. For some time, but I'm like, I want to make this into like an accelerator or like something that is like a short package experience. So I came up with this program. It's called The Shift. And it's going to be for women who feel like they're on the cusp, who feel like maybe they're stuck, who feel like they've been trying, maybe things are unaligned at their work, but to help them create get to the next level of impact and just get that transformation where all of a sudden they're building multiple opportunities regardless of the past, regardless of the circumstance in their life, but they're becoming the future version of themselves and they're starting to see new opportunities come, land, and becoming more aligned to who they are, building their own brand, and then stepping into that next version of themselves. And so it's,
You are
yeah,
like lit up right now. You are like, when you're talking about this, you're just like your voice, like your animation, everything is like you are just lit up about this right now. And that is super exciting
I'm
to see.
excited because also I'm excited to launch the branding. I've like teased a little bit of it. We have a program manual to go along with it. We'll be meeting for the first few weeks twice a week. Recordings will be available as well. And then there's going to be just a Slack channel for everyone to be in community, share wins, weekly wins, share, get in there for audio coaching as well. I'm also along with this, I have my audio coaching, which is like a new package where basically you have access to me. We do audio messages back and forth. And I love that because it's like in real time, like something comes up or I'll just share what's on my heart. I've been thinking of them. And then also the private coaching, like what you're doing. But this is just the one-on-one experience where we meet weekly. And so those
So
three.
tell me some more. So the shift, like how long is it? Like, are you looking for a certain number of women? Is it open? Like, what is the structure of that program?
We don't have a cap. It is 6 weeks long, and it's going to be in like twice a week for the first 3 weeks, and then we'll add extra ones as I take them through the material. So it's a program manual comes with it, a program book. You'll get it delivered in the mail, and I give you prompts too to go through to really help you uncover. It was kind of like I was saying in the episode how I had to go. Sometimes you have to re-listen to things to really think about, oh, I'm stuck here. Why is this not, why am I not
Mhm.
getting it? Why isn't it not? So that this helps you to get through those moments and then really expand and get to the next level. So yeah, everything on Zoom. And there's a surprise too for people who join early. Might be a sauna boat experience. I'm not going to say, but yeah, there is a
I'll
surprise.
vouch for that. That experience
Yeah.
is amazing.
Yeah.
So that
And it
that is
starts
super cool.
November.
Okay.
Yeah.
So kind of like a great way to end off the year, kind of the
Yeah.
last 6
Gets
weeks
you
of the year before the
exactly.
holidays and just like set
Exactly.
yourself up so well for
Yeah.
the next year.
Yes.
Woo! I love it. I love it. I love it. If people listening to this are interested in it, just reach out to you. How do you want them to let you know they're interested?
Yes. They can reach out to me. I'm on Instagram and LinkedIn. Send me a message. You can get my email and yeah,
Awesome.
I'll get back
That's
to you.
so exciting. And again, just like watching you, if you're only listening to this episode, you should go watch the YouTube because you will see Carmen just completely ignite and just like talk. You can tell she's very passionate about this and very
And
excited about what's
anointed.
going
There's
on.
a light
So
from heaven.
it's coming in. It's coming in for
Yeah.
sure. So that is amazing. Wow. Okay. Well, I think that's a great way to kind of wrap it up and leave it with this shift and leave it with what you're doing. But this has been just another fun conversation. We'll be back again next week to continue it. But this has been great. So thanks, Carmen, and we'll chat again next week.
See you next week. If this podcast resonates with you, it would mean so much to us if you could take 30 seconds to follow or subscribe to The Rebuild.
This will make sure that you never miss an episode. Just go to the Rebuild Show page on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts and just tap the plus sign on the right-hand corner or click follow. This is super important to our podcast. While you're there, if you'd be willing to leave us a 5-star review and share an episode you love with a friend, we would be incredibly grateful. We love you and appreciate you very much.